Hey folks, hey, happy Easter. Good to see you. Long time no see. I'm here. I just wanted to check in and say hello. I want to let you know that I'm still alive and well. Thank you for those of you who have checked in and asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing well. I don't have any reason for not having posted. I've been on and off of doing Weight Watchers. So that's not particularly why, because I was filming Weight Watchers, but I've been behind on my filming and posting. Been feeling like I wanted to post the old videos, blah blah blah. So I haven't ended up posting anything. Still having some issues with my with my editing software kind of thing, even though I shouldn't be, but life happens. Okay. But I came here on this Easter day to give an Easter message of gratitude, and not actually give you an Easter message, but to share an Easter message of gratitude with you. Because I'm just grateful for this life that I have, and just grateful for health. You know how they say, just thank you God for life, health, and strength. I'm grateful for life, health, and strength. And I was just sitting here and I was just thinking about, like, gosh, how much I just want to just take the time to turn within, turn to God and give thanks. And I figured that I would like to share it with you because I feel like some of you, like, probably, I have no idea how much of my story I've shared with you all in terms of, like, how I got to this place in life, but I've come a long way, baby, as have most of us come a long way in our lives. And although we all, I'm sure, have places that we would like to be, for example, oh my gosh, just saying, for the sake of a little bit of chit chat conversation in this gratitude video, it's all about gratitude anyway, the chit chat. So you might remember I did a couple of videos talking about my apartment hunt, how I wanted to, one video was saying how I wanted to move to another apartment. Another video was showing my apartment hunt, talking about like what I was looking for in an apartment. And my third video was showing the apartment that I got, and it met most of the criteria that I was looking for, but not all. Well, honey, let me tell you. Baby, let me tell you. I went to one of my new girlfriend's places, and wow, that place has everything on the list that I was looking for. Like, yo, like, whoa, like, wow, oh my gosh. I had an opportunity for my husband to go take a look at the place, and even though he might not be at that same place with me in terms of like that I am, in terms of like, okay, getting a vision for what it is that law of attraction, this idea of like getting the vision for what I want and saying, oh my gosh, I believe that the reason why it was shown to me is because that's what I asked for. And it's like the universe is letting me know that this thing is here and it's available to you. Even price wise, if we are blessed to be able to keep the amount of money that we're making now, if our company continues to pay this amount of money that they're paying for our apartment, if we are blessed to like if we end up being like extended here in this place, then we can literally afford that place. Like, wow. So all these things are ifs, but they're also my prayers, things that I'm saying, okay, well, I've asked to stay in Kuwait or live someplace better, or and to be able to live in a wonderful place. I just feel like my prayers, my requests, law of attraction are still out there, and I just feel so grateful that this nice lady that I met here shared with me, like, let me see her place, and took, gave us like a tour of myself, and then again with my husband, and let us just basically put my eye on the prize. Okay, so with that being said, this is a gratitude video. I'm still completely grateful for this life that I have. It's like, if I look at, I'm on the highway, and I remember when I remember when Alexis was probably, I moved to this place when Alexis was 2, and I lived on this place where I had an apartment, that was overlooking the highway. And I was just like, that's where my it was actually my balcony was overlooking the highway. And so I really wanted to travel. That was what, 17 years ago. I really wanted to travel, and I'm telling you, I was very far away from traveling. I think at that time I might have just started teaching in the public schools. That means I was in a job I did not like at all. I really did not like that job at all. And I remember the place was like very low priced apartment, and to the point where some of it was in a neighborhood that I wouldn't normally have lived in, but the price was just so low, and it was like just on the edge of the hood, and it had like half of the apartments were like low income apartments for people who had like qualified for low income. I mean, it was just like right there on the edge of the hood, living all, you know what I'm saying, all the way through. And so far from where I wanted to be. Not that there's anything wrong with people who live in the hood, I'm not saying that, but that wasn't my dream. I mean, I don't imagine that most people necessarily dream of living in the hood, right? So or poor neighborhoods, I should say. So I was like right there, and I just remember looking out on the highway and just praying, just saying, God, you know, I want to live differently. I want to live, I want to travel. I want to live abroad. I want to be free. I don't want to have these financial constraints. I want to just be free. God, please help me. And I'm telling you, from there, I've had hills and valleys even since then. Like, there were situations where, like, okay, the last place I lived before I got together with my husband, I was living in a nicer area, yes, but I was living like how they say when you're buying a house, to live in the worst house in the best neighborhood. My place was like, okay, I mean, outside it was fine. The neighborhood was good. Okay, fine. Or fine, I would say. I was living in Boca Raton, but like on the poor side of Boca Raton, which is not a hood, but you know, I was like living in the lower to middle class area of Boca Raton, which is an upscale, expensive neighborhood. Yeah, and the apartment itself was like, or the house itself, well, it was like a villa itself, was like almost there, but not quite there. It was like wanting, and I felt like my whole life was wanting. I was like teaching at the university, that was fine and dandy, I liked that, but I didn't like grading homework, I hated that. I wasn't making enough money, I hated that. You see what I'm saying? It was like, okay, but still in a way, that okay was like still living on the edge of the life that I wanted and the life that I had, and a life that I didn't want, really. Things that I did not like about my life. I was just like right there on the edge, but I always had hope. I always had prayer, I always had belief. I always would like look at this place. I remember looking at that place, and it was like, I was like, look, I believe that this place is like a sign that I'm gonna have something better. This place that is like, I believe, I'm holding and believing this sign. This place is a sign that the next place I live is gonna be someplace way better. And the next place I live is the places that you've seen. My house in Atlanta and my life in Kuwait. I don't think I've ever shown you my first apartment in Kuwait. My first apartment in Kuwait was a whole lifestyle away from where I was living in Boca Raton, just because I'm living my dream, living abroad. So basically, I just want to just say that, you know I haven't really shared much of my story with you. There's way more to the story, right? We all have stories, right? There's way more to the story than that. However, I feel like that suffices it to say that, you know, every day when I wake up, I mean, that should suffice it, yeah, to say that every day when I wake up, however, you know what I mean. Every day when I wake up, I'm just so grateful. It's like I will show you right now since I'm out of light. Oh, look at this. Perfect for me to show you. On this side, there's the sea, the Gulf. I'm a beach girl. I'm a beach girl. I'm a water girl. And this side is the city view, showing that I live in a different country. that has been in front of me. I'm looking at these words. I don't know if you can see them, but these words in Arabic, these words in, you know, that it's been my dream. It's been my dream to live in another country, because for whatever reason that's just been in me, and it's very likely, like, if you people believe in this like predetermination that, okay, this is what God had for me and let me know by placing it in my heart. It could be that way, or it could just be for whatever reason this is my desire, and then it's come to fruition. But I've always wanted to just see the world and experience different cultures. What I like about this is not that it's, you know, in Arabic necessarily, but yes, I like that it's in Arabic. It's in a different language. That's just my point. A different language that's unfamiliar, that's different. You know, I'm just grateful. And when I go home to that apartment, that's not everything that I asked for, but it's so much farther than I was before, and I'm happy there. You know how it's like you can have a situation where it's like, okay, no, it might not be everything that you're looking for, like perfect, but I'm happy there. Like, for example, right now, my weight is up. So I'm not where I want to be, but I'm happy. Not that I'm happy here at this weight. Well, I'm not that unhappy. Look, I know I can be way more unhappy because my weight used to be much higher. I'm just praying that I don't get back to there, because then I'll be unhappy. But I'm not, you know, what I'm saying is that I'm happy. I still have Weight Watchers. I still have you all. I still, you know, every day is a new day. I have a program that I know that works, that I like, that I enjoy. Everything's not perfect. My husband works 6 days a week, over 12 hours a day. That could be better, right? But we're grateful. I'm grateful that I have him. I'm grateful that, you know, my daughter lives far away from me. You know, she lives in all the way in Florida, in Georgia, and I'm living all across the world, and she doesn't call me as much as I would like her to call me. But I'm grateful. She's alive. She has her health. She has her independence, that she doesn't need to call me every day, or every other day, or I guess about once a week she's calling. But okay, you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So I just want to just share the fact that it's like, okay, my life might not be perfect. I don't want to tell you, I'm not trying to preach to you and tell you whatever, but life might not be perfect. But if I could when I just look at how far I've come, even this, I've had, look at that, like how many years did I work at jobs that I didn't really like? And now I've been blessed to not have to work at all. I'm like, okay, you know, hanging around with the ladies who lunch. Well, I'm hanging around as a lady who lunches. It's like, why am I saying with them? It's like, you know, but I'm saying, like, I'm very grateful. And so I don't want you to think that I take this life for granted. I don't want you to think, some of these people here, they didn't choose to live here. This was not their dream. This is not their prayer. They live here because they found themselves here. I live here because I've always wanted to live here, and I just like take every moment to be grateful. And so I walk into my apartment, even after having seen the dream apartment, I walk into my apartment and I see that it's bright, and it's like, you know, sunny, and it's spacious, and I feel happy. I feel happy and grateful. So I just want to just say this to you. I know Easter is a time for us to remember God, right? Jesus. But the message of Jesus is hope and inspiration. And although there's so much farther that we all want to go, there's so much more that if we didn't have more desires to continue to move forward, to press ahead, we wouldn't really have life. That's what life does. Life begs us basically to want to keep moving forward, for us to keep moving forward, to grow, right? Growth is part of life. So yes, there's always more that we can have, or better that we can have, or things to be worked out. Believe me, I have lots of issues. One of them is that I'm disorganized, that I can be very disorganized, and I can like, you know, have these goals that I want to accomplish, like posting on YouTube on a regular basis that I just can't seem to get together. So trust me, I'm not saying my life is perfect, okay? But I have my health, I have my life, I have my strength, and so do my loved ones. I have so much that I've asked for in my prayers. So much is right here. If I could just live the rest of my life this way, with this level of things, I would have a lot to be grateful for the rest of my life. So how about you? And even like I'm saying, in the times that I did not feel like I had it all, I would always, the way that I would keep myself up, or the way I would just like center myself, is to look at the things that I did have to be grateful for. So I'm not trying to say the reason why I say I is because I don't want to like put stuff on you, like you should this and you should that and you should that. I just don't tend to like that, so I say I instead. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm like, you know, I'm all the way up here and, you know, I'm just talking about myself so much. I'm just trying not to should all over you. I'm not trying to should on you. I'm just saying this is how I do it, and it's working for me. How do you do it, and what works for you? That is it. I miss you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Easter, whether you celebrate it or not, right? Just have a wonderful day today. Continue to be blessed. Continue to be grateful for all that you have. And I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ciao, friends.